Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, in her fourth economic booster to revive consumer demand and investments, came up with the biggest corporate tax cut. The markets post the announcements have rallied by over 1,000 points, taking benchmark indices ahead. Hi, my name is Anamta Nadeem, and in this video we are going to look at the possible positive outcomes of the decision to cut corporate tax from 30% to 25%. So, let's first look at how it is going to impact India Inc. The first thing, which follows India's biggest corporate tax cut, is that BSE 500 companies now may be able to save Rs 20,745 crore in tax outgo on a quarterly basis. By this extra cash, the companies may give out dividends, which could boost consumption. Next, we take up corporate investments. Low capacity utilization and high debt may have held back investments. Q1 capacity utilization was at 76%. BSE 500 companies' total debt rose at a compounded annual growth rate of 7.6% between fiscal year 14 to 19. Cash and equivalents grew just 1.3% annually to Rs 8.4 lakh crore. Now let's take the best case scenario of this tax cut. Bigger profits as a result of lower tax may encourage private investments. 15% tax rate with no minimum alternate tax would bring in more foreign investments in new manufacturing units. Higher profits would also allow companies to retire debt or raise fresh funds for investment. So what happens to the fiscal deficit if the government forgoes Rs 1.45 lakh crore in revenue owing to the tax cut? Here's what we have on our platter. Finance Minister has ruled out any expenditure cutbacks. She has also said that government will be focusing on PSU divestment program to raise funds. Infrastructure spending will also be front-loaded in the first half of the year. Also, we have to keep in mind that RBI has lowered repo rates for 4 times this year. Banks also have to implement RBI's October 1 deadline for external benchmarking of loans. Government has asked state-run banks to give out more MSME and consumer loans. Thus, in return, lower lending rates could invoke consumer demand and MSME activity could go up. A further lower tax awaits those setting up separate entities. As FMS announced, a lower tax rate for new manufacturing units that begin production before March 31, 2023. Effective tax rate for such companies could be around 17%. Now let's talk about markets. Markets have rallied by over 1,000 points since the announcement. We have with us Mr. Rahul Oberoi, who would give insight on markets after the corporate tax cut.
So, market cap of BSE listed firms have soared by more than 10 lakh crore after Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced to slash corporate tax rates. There are hopes that investment demand will spur from here onward. Analysts have upgraded earning estimates for Nifty 50 companies. They believe that earnings of Nifty 50 companies may jump to 25% in FY20 against earlier expectation of 15%. So FIs will take U-turn after this announcement. They flooded shares worth Rs 30,000 crore after FM announced surcharge on high net worth individuals. So we may see U-turn from here onwards, because the step will make India competitive globally. Brokers have raised targets for Sensex and Nifty after this announcment. For instance, Morgan Stanley has raised the target price for Sensex to 45,000 by June 2020, and UBS has raised target for Nifty to 12,300. As of now, 11 IPOs have hit the primary markets this year. With any robustness in the secondary market, we may see more IPOs. Market experts believe that IPO mart may see more IPOs from the manufacturing sector.